Welcome everyone. Today's day 8. It's the 8th day. It's been 8 days since Charlie was shot. I took a day off to go to Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart concert was fantastic. It was the highest level entertainment that I have seen at a concert. I'm trying to think if it was ever, probably ever. Yeah, I think it was the highest quality concert I've ever been to. It was really impressive. Rod Stewart is 80 years old, but he was amazing. He is fantastic. He dances all around the stage. You would have never guessed that man is 80 years old. He's just fantastic. Really, really impressive. He played every hit. So it's really good. Highly recommend if you have a chance to watch Rod Stewart. Very good. Okay, the first thing I'm going to discuss, we're going to talk about Erica Kirk's forgiveness. And how do you forgive in that manner? Okay? The way to forgive someone when it seems ridiculous and difficult, or ridiculously difficult, is that you're going to imagine that they're a person that you love, like a child, like your daughter, son, nephew, niece. You're going to imagine that they are a person who needs help, because they probably do. And you're going to imagine that you are strong enough. You're strong enough to forgive someone. So what you're doing when you're forgiving someone is you're taking that little piece of your heart that's locked away with hate or resentment, and you're letting that piece of it go. You're letting that little part of you heal. And that space that was taken up by the hate is now free to love again. And you're available again to be a free person. You're taking all of that hate and resentment, frustration, anger, whatever it is, and you're throwing it aside. You're giving it to God, and you're saying, God, you know what? Take this hairband. Take this piece of hate that I had in my heart, and I'm giving it to you, Lord. And you take it, and I will let it go. And you let go of it. You at least attempt to let go of it. Some people, it's going to take a couple of times before you can get it out. If you're going to keep putting it back, you need to get it out of there, okay? Once you get rid of this guy, once you get rid of this little piece of hate, and it's not taking up the space anymore, you're going to have room for yourself. You're going to have room for your family, your loved ones. You're going to increase your patience, ability to be responsible, accountability, understanding. All of these things will improve if you can accept the faults of others and forgive them for the faults. So it's very important that you attempt to do that. Isn't forgiveness considered a weakness? Because it allows people to run over you. They're running roughshod over you, or you're a doormat, or you're so vulnerable and weak now, and they're taking advantage of you. Okay? So my answer to that is no. What you're doing is you're strengthening your own self-worth. You're strengthening yourself and your confidence in yourself by forgiving someone. So what you're going to do is you're going to say to your person that you're forgiving, you're going to say, I'm here. This is my confidence level. I'm up here, okay? Your confidence level is here. Okay, maybe their confidence level is here. But usually people that you need to forgive, they're usually lower on the confidence level than you are. They're not doing as well. They're usually having more faults. They're having more problems than you are. And it's possible that they're an older person, but sometimes they're a younger person. Regardless, you're the person that's being more mature. You're going to forgive them. You're going to help them. What you're going to do is you're going to reach your hand out and you're going to get them. You're going to pull them up to your level. You're going to pull them up a little bit higher on the totem pole of confidence and reassurance. And you're going to give them a little piece of love. And it's okay, because you have infinite pieces of love inside you to give away. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that little piece of love. You're going to give it to the person that needs the love. Here you go, Grogu. Give Grogu some little baby love that he could use, okay? And he tucks it away. And then he is more confident and he's happier because he got a little bit of that happy confidence because I forgave him and I told him it's okay. It's all right, okay? So what I did was I strengthened him. Now he feels better. He's stronger. And I feel better because I'm stronger and I'm more confident. Now, the reason I'm more confident, it's not just because I gave him love. It's also because I was showing myself to be a vulnerable person by forgiving them. And that actually strengthens my character. My character is now stronger because I reached down into myself and gave a piece of love from the back of the pile that's harder to access. Okay? And so that's going to strengthen everything in you. That's going to strengthen your moral character when you're able to forgive someone for something that's really difficult. So I've had a lot of things in my life that I've had to forgive people for. It's probably only been about a year since I forgave the last person that I needed to forgive ever. That I ever had to forgive. And that was I was wronged when I was like 16 years old. And it's really funny because you guys are probably thinking it's somebody that was in school with me. And yeah, they were horrible. Teenagers are really horrible sometimes to each other. But it wasn't them. It was an adult person who was really cruel to me and unfairly. And I truly don't believe that he understood what he had done. But he did ask me to forgive him. Probably about 10 years ago. Maybe longer. It's been a while. And it took me a really long time. But I did it. I've forgiven everyone now. I was really horribly abused when I was little. I was like 5 and 6 years old. And I have really serious scars that I carry from that. But I forgive that man because I needed to let go of that burden. And I had to give that piece of hate to God because I can bear to wear it any longer. And I didn't need to. It wasn't giving me anything positive. It wasn't helping me to hold on to it. So why hold on to it? Why was I holding on to it? I don't know. I don't know why people hold on to it. The other thing that we're going to talk about tonight is, I'm so sorry, we're going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel for like a minute. I swear it won't be very long. Okay. First of all, Jimmy Kimmel said something that was a little bit degrading toward Trump. Understandable, because he doesn't like Trump. I got that. I thought it was distasteful because Trump is mourning Charlie Kirk.
That's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.
And they were friends. So Trump was actually hurt and he did cry when he found out about Charlie Kirk's death. As one would expect, someone that worked really hard to get you into the presidency, and it's understandable why he was hurt. You know, he was mourning. So the fact that Jimmy Kimmel downplayed that and insulted him by saying that he was the fourth step of grieving is construction was distasteful, and not just for that reason. The other reason is that the whole reason that I believe that Trump was talking about the ballroom and the construction of the ballroom is because that's something that him and Charlie had talked about. Because Charlie often had commented on different areas of the White House and things that Trump could do to, you know, to improve not only their you know, social platform, as far as Americans are concerned. We're very proud of our White House. I know you foreign people probably don't understand that, but we're very proud of the White House, just like you would be proud of Kensington Palace or Westminster. We're proud of the White House. Really, that's all we have. We've got like some monuments and stuff, but that's the big thing we're proud of is the White House. So whenever they redo the gardens and the you know, the ballroom and things like that, it's a big deal for us. We really like, you know, we're really interested in it. And Charlie was really interested in all those things. So I really think that the whole reason that Trump mentioned it is because him and Trump had talked about it. And so when they mentioned Charlie, I think that's why Trump mentioned the ballroom, because Charlie had been talking, you know, with him about the ballroom and getting construction rolling on things and the gardens and all the other improvements that Melania does around the White House. Because, you know, Charlie was interested in that stuff. So he's a nerd. He was a nerd, you know. He likes that kind of stuff. So I honestly think that's why he was talking about it. So anyway, when he downplayed Trump talking about it, it was just a little bit distasteful, not just because he's mourning him, but also because he's acting like Trump wasn't, he was avoiding the question, but he really, I don't think he was. I'm a person who is really good at reading people. I'm really good at ascertaining what people mean. I've done a lot of work with seniors and in dementia care, and it has given me the skills, it strengthened my skills in figuring out what people need before they need it. And I mean, I was already good at that, but I'm better at it now. So I can ascertain a lot of things based on portions of a conversation or just a comment that somebody has made. And most of the time well, every time so far, that I have ascertained something that I've told you, oh, I think that person is thinking this, that is exactly what they thought, is what I thought, because I'm good at reading people. Anyway, so that was the first piece. The second piece was that Jimmy Kimmel had said that the shooter, that Charlie Kirk's assassin, was a MAGA person. And I did look up on the internet. I did Google it and ask AI. I went through a couple of different sources. All of the news that came out with the FBI text messages from the assassin to his roommate, those all came out before Jimmy recorded his that episode of the show. So he was fully aware, and his staff, if not him, was fully aware that the shooter was not a MAGA person, but was indeed a liberal-minded person, and that he was in love with a trans person. Not that this trans woman has anything to do with it, and I feel terrible for her. She just get dragged into this whole situation because her roommate ended up being crazy. And, like, I am so sorry, girl. That is crazy that happened to you. I mean, what are the chances that happened to you while you're just trying to live your life? Now you're probably going to have to be a witness and all kinds of stuff, man. It's really nerve-wracking. I've had to be in cases where I'm a witness, and it's not fun to be a witness in a trial. But this guy is going to have a full jury trial, and that's good. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for him that he's going to have a jury of his peers. Now, there's a lot of evidence, so I mean, he probably isn't going to fare very well. Where does Justin happen? All this Justice is what the law decides is justice. And justice is what's decided by the jury. So the jury is going to decide justice, and that's what's going to happen. So I hope this kid repents. I hope that all of this love that Erica has given him will give him a little bit of comfort, and he'll be able to come to Christ. I mean, that would be wonderful. That would be the ultimate, solution to his life problems. Would be to just give it to Jesus, give everything to Jesus, and just do what he can to serve Jesus. And that's what he should have been doing in the first place. I feel so bad. I don't know who let him down, or if he let himself down, or if he wasn't, going to church as a child, or whatever the case may be. But I'll say a prayer for him too. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. Day 8, I will rate day 8. My day today, I would say it's a 4 as far as pain, and I would say it's a level of inspiration. On the new chart of level of Charlie inspiration today, I'm going to give it a 9, because I've been watching. I had a memorial. I had all these great speakers. They all talked about God. It was so inspirational. It was amazing. And I watched the Charlie Kirk show today, and Andrew said that they were he's thinking about it. You better do it, buddy. About doing a revival once a year, every year, on the anniversary, on the 21st of September every year, or at least next year. But you got to do it every single year. Every single year, you need to have a revival in September, and on a weekend at the end of September every year. So that I've decided for you. You don't have to decide. There you go, Turning Point USA. That's your newest event that you're going to have to throw every year. So spring, you're going to do the conservative, reunion. You're going to do a conservative party. And then in the fall, you're going to do a revival party. That's what you're doing now. That's how you roll. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you on the next one. Good night.